YouTube, what the heck is up? It's your boy Joey P, and this is my setup for the year 2024. Over the past week or 2 weeks, which is kind of why I've been a little bit more away from YouTube because I've been building the room, trying to figure everything out. I've kind of rebuilt my setup into something that I'm hoping sticks for the entire year, but you know how it goes. We're always going to swap something in, swap something out. But let's go over the setup. I have a little BTS of me kind of putting everything together. I'm going to voice over that, go through each of the items with you, leave all the Amazon links down in the description below. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below, and I will be happy to answer any of them. Without further ado, let's get started. So, just to show you guys where I'm coming from, this was my room prior to me doing any cleaning up. Obviously, it had gotten super messy, so this is a good foundation for me to be like, all right, need to change everything up, and let's get started with the main foundation of the desk, which is the butcher block countertop from Home Depot. Now, I went with this countertop for a couple reasons. A, I love the color of it. I think the color and like the type of wood that they use is amazing. It looks great. The live edge on it adds a lot of character. And overall, the desk can hold a ton of weight, which was super important to me, at least for my setup. Now holding this desk, I have actually moved on from the Alex drawers. I know it's a sad day because those are like the YouTube special. Everyone's got them. I am still going to utilize them within the setup, but I have decided to add a desk frame from Uplift, which is a standing desk frame. And I'm super excited to just have that metal base and know that everything's going to be very, very sturdy. Now, if you are concerned about, is this thing going to be sturdy enough? Is it going to be able to hold all the weight of everything on the countertop? Here's a soundbite from me opening the package, and you can see how heavy this really is. Wow. Oh, boy. Definitely won't have to worry about this thing being unstable. My God. Now, assembly really wasn't bad. It probably took me around an hour to put everything together and screw it onto the countertop itself, but overall, a pretty streamlined process. They give you all the instructions, they give you all the tools if you need them. I use, other stuff just to make it a little bit quicker, so definitely an easy process of getting this put together. Put tape on it so that way you don't drill too far, and put a hole in the top of your desk, because that would be a tragedy. Since the desk is not from the manufacturer, you do have to put your own holes in, so you will take your drill bit, put your screws in, and then your desk is all set with the legs, and you can go ahead and flip it over. With the legs installed and the desk in place, it's time to move on to the important stuff of the desk. The main driver is going to be the PC, which has not changed since the last setup, but here are the specs for anyone interested. Inside, we have a Ryzen 9 5900X CPU, a Zotac 3090 GPU, 64 gigs of RAM at 3600 megahertz, 9 Lian Li fans, and this is all in the Lian Li 011 dynamic case. Now with the setup, the biggest upgrade I made actually was to my monitor, as I felt my PC's in a pretty good place. The only thing I was thinking about maybe upgrading is the GPU, but right now it's super hard to find them, so I'm just going to stick to finding the things that I can in stock. And that brings us into the monitor, which is the Ultra Gear LG GQ950B. This is a 32-inch, 144Hz 4K monitor, which can be overclocked to 160. I went with this monitor for a couple reasons. I wanted to go with a bigger size monitor, as the 227s I had previously been using are still very good, but I just wanted to upgrade to something a little bit bigger. Now, for now, I am rocking a one monitor setup, as I think it's a very clean look, but we will see how I feel with it for productivity, just because usually the two monitors was great for editing on one screen and having, Google open on the other, or having just another screen to be able to use. If I were to go with another monitor, I truly do think I would go with the LG Dual Up monitor, which is a very unique style, but I think would be great for productivity just because of all the different things I could display on the other screen. A couple of the reasons I chose to go with this monitor are because the size of 32 is very intriguing, and so far I'm loving it. The color reproduction on this has been great straight out of the box. This monitor covers 98% of the DCI-3 color space, which was huge for me, as I hadn't seen a gaming monitor with this kind of color accuracy in this size. So this monitor has kind of been like a unicorn for me. The gaming so far has been amazing. Now the GPU and CPU are going to be running a little bit hot and fast, trying to push 4K 144 Hz, but so far this has been phenomenal, and that was a massive reason of why I got this, was to both game and be able to use professionally, and so far it has knocked it out of the park, and I could not recommend it enough. I got mine on sale for $650 for Black Friday. I know a lot of people say that if it is around $900, it's not worth it. but I can tell you that from the $650 that I have spent on it, I would definitely buy it again. But back to this setup, I usually go with like Vivo mounts from Amazon. I do think those are pretty quality mounts for the price. I actually ended up going with a more expensive Ergotron LX mount only because of the weight of the monitor. I think it's about 21 pounds without the stand, and I really wanted something sturdy and something I could move around. That was probably my biggest thing from coming from my last setup. I had wall mounted my monitors. So going back to having two desk mounted, I really wanted to make sure that I had something very stable and sturdy that wouldn't move around a lot. And believe me, this was not a purchase that was easy for me. Having to spend like $200 on a monitor mount was just not something I am usually used to. Like I said, Vivo mounts, they're usually like $40, $50, and I think they're great for the price. So do not feel like you ever have to get a super expensive monitor mount. Unless you do have a heavier monitor, you will have to spend out a little bit more. Setting up this mount was pretty easy. You guys saw me clamp it right to the desk, and then putting the monitor itself on the hooks was pretty simple. The only thing I did not find easy was that there was a hidden screw that you needed to use to tighten the tension that they do not put in the book. So if you buy this mount, there is a hidden screw up top. I will show a little video of it for you. Now with the main components for the desk hooked up and ready to go, it is time to move on to the accessories that complement the desk itself and help our workflow and gaming. Where are peripherals? Our sitting has changed away from the Amazon Galaxy mousepad from the last setup. I went a little bit fancier this year with a Orbit Key desk pad. Honestly, I'm pretty excited about it. It's a nice leather material on top that has a good contrast to the desk. Up top, you have a place to hold a pen, and it comes with a magnetic cable holder to put here so that you can now hook up a cable into there. I have my iPad cable, and I never have to worry about it falling behind the desk. Underneath, it does have this nice felt material that you can actually fold up the leather part and hide notes in. I am big on this because I'm a huge paper and pen person when it comes to my notes. The peripherals themselves from the last desk are coming along for the journey, and that being the 100 Thieves Edition High Ground keyboard and the Logitech MX Master 3 mouse, which I have been loving. I have been researching a lot, and I think I'm going to end up building a keyboard for myself because the sounds from the other ones I see are so addicting, and it seems very exciting. That will be a separate video though. For the microphone and stand, we are still using the Rode Podcast Boom Arm, which I have been very fond of. I think it's a very good arm for the price. I actually used to use a Gator Frameworks arm that was very quote-unquote heavy duty and was just a pain to move around, and this thing has been phenomenal. We are still going to be using the Shure SM7B with a XLR cable hooked in, and our audio interface is of course the Go XLR, which has been a fantastic audio interface, no complaints for now. The headphones we are rocking are going to be the Astro A40s, same from the last setup. No setup is perfect until you have quality lighting though. My main light I use is the Amaran 150C, which is a 150 watt light that is full RGB. This is definitely more of a higher end light, and I use it a lot for my video and photo shoots. The smaller accent lights around the room that you'll see are mostly going to be a part of the Govee ecosystem. I have found their app amazing to use, and it is so seamless to sync all the lights together, which was very important for me. I also picked up the Govee glide lights for my wall behind my desk and the desk rope light, which fit around the 6-foot desk perfectly. And unless you want underneath your desk to look like a bird's nest, you are going to have to cable manage all of these cables that you just plugged in. I use mainly Gorilla Tape, double-sided 3M squares, and these cable clips I think are very handy, and I will link all of them down in the description below just so that you can check them out if you want to. And I'm sure you just saw them in the last frame. I am still using my Alex drawers. I'm actually putting them in the outside of the desk legs, so I still have storage. I am using the felt inserts from the last setup as well because I like to keep everything nice, tidy, and organized. After taking the furniture risers off of the tops, I did end up leaving a couple holes, but I found these kitchen silicone mats that I put over the top of the Alex drawer so they don't slide and they cover up the holes. I am still rocking Old Glory, the Secret Labs Titan XL. It is a fantastic chair I've had for a little bit over 3 years. It is very comfortable. I cannot recommend the comfort enough. The stitching, everything has been phenomenal, and the only part that's kind of falling apart is the armrest, but that's with daily use. I would still recommend this chair to anyone looking for a chair that is a little bit taller. One thing that you're not going to see in a lot of setups, but I do include mine, is this footrest from Amazon. It is very comfortable and keeps your posture good throughout the day of sitting. I really hope you guys enjoyed this process of me building my brand new desk setup. I'm very happy with the end result. I think everything came out perfectly exactly how I wanted it to. There's a couple of hiccups along the way, but that is expected as always with desk setups. Everything that you saw in this video I bought with my own money. I was not sent any of this.
But if any potential sponsors are looking, I am always happy to take some products.
As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this edition of my desk setup for the year of 2024 coming up. Hope you guys have a fantastic holiday season. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.